The message arrived on a Tuesday morning. Plain and direct, it appeared on every screen at Earth's Space Command headquarters. The room fell silent as Admiral James Parker read the words aloud. Greetings, people of Earth. The Galactic Concord invites your representatives to join our council. Coordinates and protocols attached. After centuries of wondering if they were alone in the universe, humans had their answer. Not only was there other life among the stars, but it had been watching, waiting for Earth to develop faster than light travel. That milestone, achieved just 3 months earlier, had apparently triggered this invitation. They've been there all along, whispered Dr. Lisa Wells, the physicist whose breakthrough had made FTL possible, just waiting for us to catch up. The world's leaders gathered quickly. They needed to choose who would represent all of humanity in this first official contact. After heated debate, they selected 2 individuals. Captain Tom Reed, a decorated Space Fleet commander known for his calm judgment under pressure, and Anna Miller, Earth's most skilled diplomat, who had resolved 3 global conflicts in the past decade. No pressure, Tom said to Anna as they boarded the sleek diplomatic vessel Hope. We're just carrying the future of our entire species on our shoulders. Anna smiled, though her eyes remained serious. We'll be fine. Humans have always been good at figuring things out as we go. The journey took 6 days using the new FTL drive. When they dropped back into normal space, both Tom and Anna gasped. Before them hung Concordia Station, a massive structure that resembled a gleaming silver flower with vast petals extending outward. Ships of countless designs moved around it like bees around a hive. It's bigger than Manhattan, Tom said, checking the sensors. And according to these readings, it's been here for at least 500 years. As their ship approached the designated docking bay, Anna studied the information packet they'd received. The Concorde consists of 12 species that have achieved interstellar travel. The oldest members have been spacefaring for nearly 10,000 years. And we just figured it out 3 months ago, Tom muttered. We're going to look like children. Their reception committee waited as the airlock opened. 3 aliens stood before them, each wildly different from the others. The tallest had blue-gray skin and 4 arms folded formally across its chest. Beside it stood a small, round being with glistening scales and large, unblinking eyes. The 3rd alien appeared almost mechanical, with sections that shifted and realigned as it moved forward. Welcome to Concordia, the 4-armed being said in perfect English. I am Ambassador Krell of the Vorn Confederacy. My colleagues are Elder Mox of the Trill Collective and High Counselor Val of the Mecanian Republic. Tom and Anna stepped forward, trying to hide their amazement. We thank you for your invitation, Anna said, bowing slightly. We are honored to represent Earth at this gathering. Yes, humans, Elder Mox said, its voice surprisingly deep for such a small creature. We have observed your rapid development with great interest. Few species progress from basic space travel to FTL capability in less than 2 centuries. As they walked through the station's vast corridors, Tom noticed how other aliens stopped to stare at them. Some whispered to each other, while others moved away quickly. Is something wrong? He asked Krell. You must understand, the ambassador replied. Many here view new species with caution. The galaxy has known peace for 300 years under the Concorde's guidance. Change can be unsettling. They reached a vast chamber where representatives from all 12 species sat in tiered seating. A single empty section awaited the humans. The council will convene in 1 hour, High Counselor Val announced, mechanical parts wearing. You may use this time to prepare yourselves. When they were alone, Tom turned to Anna. Did you notice how they're watching us? Like they're waiting for us to make a mistake. Anna nodded. They're testing us, Tom. Everything we do here sets the tone for humanity's place among these stars. Tom looked out the window at the endless space beyond. I can't help feeling we're missing something important. Why invite us now? What do they really want from Earth? I don't know, Anna said quietly, but we're going to find out. Outside their chamber, the representatives of the 12 most powerful species in the galaxy prepared to welcome, or perhaps contain, the newest and most unpredictable addition to their careful balance of power. They had no idea that the arrival of humans would change everything. The first week on Concordia Station was a blur of introductions, ceremonies, and overwhelming information. Tom and Anna barely had time to sleep as they tried to understand the complex web of alliances and rivalries that made up the Galactic Concord. "I need a map just to remember who hates who," Tom said as they prepared for their third formal meeting. He adjusted the simple gray uniform that Earth's leaders had designed for this mission. Anna nodded, reviewing her notes. The Vorn and Trill have been trade partners for centuries, but they compete for the same resources. The Mechanians don't trust anyone with biological bodies, and everyone seems nervous around the Sentinel species. "Why?" Tom asked. "No one will tell me," Anna replied. But they change the subject whenever the Sentinels are mentioned. When they entered the Great Hall, all 12 council members were already seated. Ambassador Krell motioned them to their place, the smallest section, positioned lowest in the chamber. "Today we discuss trade routes through Sector 87, announced Elder Mox. "The Vorn claim priority access, while the Trill maintain historical rights to the nebula gases." For hours, the two species argued while others occasionally added comments. Tom noticed that the council didn't actually vote on anything. They simply talked until the strongest view prevailed. During a brief recess, Anna pulled Tom aside. "I've been studying the star charts they gave us. Do you know where Earth is located?" "Somewhere in the outer regions," I assumed. "No," Anna said, showing him her tablet. "We're right at the junction of 3 major territories. Our solar system sits on what could be the most valuable trade route in this quadrant." Tom's eyes widened. "That's why they invited us so quickly after we developed FTL." "Exactly. They don't care about humans. They care about controlling our space." When the session resumed, a new dispute erupted between the Mechanians and a species called the Drift. Their argument grew heated, with angry gestures and rising voices. High Counselor Val turned to the humans. "Perhaps our new members would offer perspective. Humans are known to be creative in their thinking." Anna realized this was a test. She stood, feeling all eyes on her. "On Earth, when two parties cannot agree, we sometimes use what we call parallel development. Both sides proceed with their plans, but with required cooperation points to ensure neither damages the other's interests." The chamber fell silent. Then the Drift representative spoke. "This is unusual, but it could work." To everyone's surprise, both disputing parties accepted the compromise. As the meeting ended, several representatives approached the humans with curious looks. "Your solution was unorthodox," said a tall, thin alien named Jex of the Sentinel species. "Most new members do not speak in council for many months." "We're quick learners," Tom replied. Later that evening, as they walked through the station's garden dome, Tom and Anna were approached by Ambassador Krell. "Your input today was helpful," the four-armed diplomat said, "though many find human methods unpredictable." "Thank you," Anna replied. "We hope to contribute more as we learn your ways." "Indeed." Krell hesitated. "I should inform you that your living quarters have been moved. For your comfort, of course." Tom frowned. "We were comfortable where we were." "The new section offers better security," Krell insisted. "Some members expressed concern for your safety." After Krell left, Tom turned to Anna. "They're watching us more closely now." "Yes," she agreed. "They didn't expect us to participate so quickly. We've upset their timeline." That night, their new quarters indeed proved more luxurious and more isolated. Tom used a scanner they had brought and discovered listening devices in every room. "They're not even being subtle about it," he muttered. Anna sat by the window, looking out at the stars. "I noticed something today during the dispute. When the Mechanians were arguing with the Drift, 3 other species were passing notes. They seemed pleased by the conflict. You think some members want the Concord to fail. I think this piece they're so proud of is hanging by a thread, Anna said. And for some reason, they believe humans might either strengthen it or break it completely. Tom joined her at the window. We need to be careful, make allies where we can, and prepare for things to go wrong, Anna added. Outside their room, a shadow moved away from their door. The sentinel named Jex had heard enough. The humans were more perceptive than expected. This would need to be reported to the inner circle immediately. The game was moving faster than anyone had planned. 3 weeks into their stay on Concordia Station, Tom found himself unable to sleep. He paced their quarters, mind racing with questions. Something about the Concorde didn't add up. You're going to wear a hole in the floor, Anna said, appearing in the doorway. She looked as tired as he felt. Sorry, just thinking about the trade agreement they want us to sign tomorrow. Anna nodded. The one that gives them protective oversight of all traffic through our solar system. For our own security, of course. Tom stopped pacing. I managed to access some of their historical records today. Did you know the Vorn were once much more advanced than they are now? What do you mean? 300 years ago, they had technology that could terraform planets in months instead of centuries. Then suddenly, they stopped using it. The records claim they chose a more sustainable path, but it reads like propaganda. Anna frowned. Similar to how the Drift voluntarily gave up their neural network technology. Exactly. I think the Concorde doesn't just maintain peace, it controls development, keeps everyone in their proper place. A soft chime interrupted them. Their communication panel lit up with a message. Garden Dome. East Section. Now, come alone, friend. They exchanged glances. It could be a trap, Anna said. Or someone finally willing to tell us the truth, Tom replied. They decided to go together, moving quietly through the station's night cycle corridors. The Garden Dome was nearly empty, its artificial sunlight dimmed to simulate evening. In the east section, hidden among tall blue plants, waited Jex of the Sentinels. You took a risk coming here, the tall alien said, eyes constantly scanning around them. Why did you call us? Anna asked. Because you need to know what you've joined. Jex handed them a small data device. This contains information about Resource World 37. What's Resource World 37? Tom asked. A planet being stripped of minerals by Concord mining operations. The official records say it's uninhabited. And the truth? Anna pressed. It has an emerging sentient species. Pre-industrial. The Concorde knows this, but continues mining operations. They've been classified as non-viable intelligences. Tom felt his stomach turn. That's genocide. It's Concorde policy. Jex said simply. Primitive species must prove their value or make way for progress. Is that what would have happened to Earth if we hadn't developed FTL travel? Anna asked. Jex's silence was answer enough. After the Sentinel left, Tom and Anna returned to their quarters and examined the data. It contained not just information about Resource World 37, but dozens of similar cases spanning centuries. They'd been doing this all along, Anna whispered. The peace they're so proud of comes at the expense of lesser species, and now they want Earth to be part of it, Tom said, to give their actions legitimacy. The next morning, they attended the council meeting with heavy hearts. As expected, the Concorde presented the trade agreement for Earth's approval. When Anna was called to speak, she stepped forward with careful composure. Before we consider this agreement, we request information about Resource World 37. The chamber went completely silent. Elder Mox recovered first. That matter is not on today's agenda. It is an internal Concorde operation. It concerns us greatly, Tom said, standing beside Anna. As does your classification system for viable intelligences. High Counselor Val's mechanical parts whirred rapidly. A sign of agitation, they had learned. How did you access restricted information? The Mechanian demanded. Is it true? Anna pressed. Are you mining a world with sentient life? Ambassador Krell rose, his forearms making calming gestures. Perhaps we should discuss this privately. These matters are complex and require context that new members may lack. We understand the context perfectly, Tom replied. You decide which species deserve to survive. Whispers erupted around the chamber. Tom noticed several representatives looked uncomfortable, while others appeared angry, not at the accusation, but that it had been spoken aloud. Later, confined to their quarters for their own protection, Tom and Anna made contact with Earth using their emergency transmitter. We need to warn them, Anna said as they sent the data about Resource World 37. The Concord isn't what we thought. And we need to reach out to others who might feel the same, Tom added. Jex can't be the only one who sees the problem. That night, as station security monitored their every move, Anna began drafting messages to sympathetic representatives they had identified. If the Concord sees species as either assets or obstacles, she said quietly, we need to show them another way exists. And if they won't listen? Tom asked. Anna looked up, her face resolute. Then humanity will have to stand alone. For ourselves, and for those who can't stand at all. Outside their window, the endless stars seemed suddenly cold and threatening. The true test was just beginning. 4 days after revealing their knowledge about Resource World 37, Tom and Anna found themselves in an uncomfortable position. They hadn't been officially restricted, but wherever they went on Concordia Station, at least 2 security officers followed them. They're hoping we'll just fall in line, Anna said as they shared a quiet meal in their quarters. Pretend we never saw those files. Tom was about to respond when their emergency communicator beeped, a direct message from Earth. His face darkened as he read it. 3 unknown ships entered the Sol system yesterday, he told Anna. They're scanning our outer planets. They claim to be conducting standard survey operations approved by the Concord. We haven't approved anything, Anna said. Exactly. They requested an immediate meeting with the full council. To their surprise, it was granted for the following morning. The Great Hall seemed colder than usual as Tom stood before the 12 representatives. Anna noticed that Jex was absent, replaced by another sentinel. Representatives of Earth. Elder Mox began. You wish to address the council. Tom stepped forward. Yes. We demand an explanation for the unauthorized Concord vessels currently in our home system. High Counselor Val tilted his mechanical head. The survey mission was approved last cycle. It is standard procedure for all new member territories. Earth has not yet agreed to join the Concord, Anna pointed out. Those ships are violating our sovereignty. Ambassador Krell spread his forearms. A simple misunderstanding. The preliminary agreements you signed upon arrival included consent for basic scientific surveys. Tom pulled out a tablet. I have the document here. It mentions cultural exchange and diplomatic survey. Not military vessels scanning our defenses. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. You misinterpret, said a representative they hadn't spoken with before, a tall, insect-like being. The ships are scientific in nature. Then why are they carrying weapons? Tom asked. The council members exchanged glances. For protection. Elder Mox said smoothly. Space is dangerous. Anna stepped forward. We've also received this from our scientists. She displayed images of another planet. Resource World 37. We conducted our own scans based on the coordinates in the files. The sentient species there has developed agriculture and basic metallurgy. They're on the path to civilization. A path that takes millennia, Ambassador Krell said dismissively. The Concord cannot wait for every primitive species to develop. The greater good. The greater good, Tom interrupted. Or your profit. The chamber erupted in angry voices. Elder Mox finally restored order. Humans clearly need more time to understand our ways, the small alien said. Perhaps we moved too quickly with your species. Later that day, they discovered their access to most station facilities had been revoked. When they tried to contact Earth again, The emergency communicator no longer functioned. "They've isolated us," Anna said. "Not completely," Tom replied, pulling out the data device Jex had given them. "I modified this to access their network. Found something interesting too." He showed her a document titled Protective Oversight Protocol. "It outlines the integration of Earth," Anna read aloud. "They plan to establish bases on Mars and our moon, restrict our technology development, and limit our space travel to approved routes. They never intended to treat us as equals," Tom said grimly. That night, they made their decision. Using Jex's device, they sent one final message to Earth, then contacted the representatives who had shown sympathy to their concerns. The next morning, they entered the Great Hall for what they knew would be the last time. All council members were present, including Jex, who avoided their gaze. "Representatives of Earth," Elder Mox began. "After yesterday's confusion, we have prepared a revised agreement that should address your concerns." Tom looked at Anna, who nodded slightly. "The people of Earth have made their decision," Tom announced. "We are formally withdrawing from all negotiations with the Galactic Concord, effective immediately." Shocked silence filled the chamber. "This is unprecedented," Ambassador Krell sputtered. "No species has ever. We refuse to join an organization that exploits developing worlds and tries to control its members." Anna stated firmly. "Earth will find its own path among the stars. You cannot survive alone," High Counselor Val warned. "The galaxy is dangerous." "Perhaps," Tom acknowledged, "but we'll take that chance." "A parting gift," she said. "All the information we've gathered on the Concord's exploitation of developing worlds, now being transmitted to every species in the database." They walked out without looking back, leaving chaos erupting behind them. The Concord's perfect peace was about to shatter. Part 5. The Fracturing. 3 months after Earth's representatives walked out of the Galactic Concord, the effects of their departure echoed across the galaxy. Tom stood on the bridge of the Defender *, Earth's newest warship. Through the view screen, he watched as a small fleet of vessels approached. None were human. "They're hailing us, Captain," said his communications officer. "On screen," Tom ordered. The face that appeared belonged to Jex of the Sentinels. "Captain Reed," the alien said, "we appreciate your escort." "The refugee ships are clear to proceed to Mars Colony," Tom replied. "Earth honors its promises." Since their return home, Earth had transformed. The revelation of the Concord's true nature had united humanity like never before. Defense systems were strengthened, and new ships built at record pace. But more importantly, Earth had opened its doors to others who sought freedom from Concord control. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the carefully maintained peace was crumbling. On Concordia Station, Elder Mox called for order as the council chamber erupted in shouting. "The humans had no right to interfere in drift affairs," yelled the Vorn ambassador. "They merely shared information we should have been told long ago," countered the drift representative. "Our people had a right to know about the experimental weapons being tested near our homeworlds." "Enough." Elder Mox slammed a small staff on the table. "This bickering solves nothing. The humans are gone, and order must be restored." But order was becoming harder to maintain. 2 major factions had formed within the Concord. One group, led by the Vorn, Mechanian, and 4 other species, insisted on maintaining the old power structure. The other faction, including the Drift, Sentinels, and 3 more species, had begun questioning centuries of Concord policies. The breaking point came when fighting erupted near Resource World 37. A Drift science vessel, attempting to document the native species, was attacked by Concord security ships. When the Drift called for help, several Sentinel vessels responded. Within hours, the first interstellar battle in 3 centuries had begun. Back on Earth, Anna received the news with a heavy heart. As Earth's new director of interstellar relations, she had been working to build a coalition of like-minded species. "It's happening exactly as we feared," she told the Earth Security Council. Without human mediators, the Concord is tearing itself apart. Is this our responsibility? Asked one council member. We didn't start this conflict, Anna replied. But we did expose the truth. And now we have a choice. Stand aside and watch the galaxy descend into war, or offer an alternative. The decision was made. Earth would establish a defensive perimeter around the Sol system and nearby sectors. Any peaceful species seeking refuge would be welcome. Those bringing war would find humanity ready. Within weeks, the first refugee ships arrived, civilians from worlds caught in the growing conflict. Earth's colonies on Mars and the Moon expanded to accommodate them. More surprisingly, delegations from several species arrived seeking formal alliances with Earth. Your people see possibilities where others see only threats, Jex told Anna during one such meeting. The Concord maintained peace through control. You offer peace through cooperation. We're still learning ourselves, Anna admitted. But we believe every species deserves the chance to develop in their own way. On the front lines, Tom's fleet had grown to include ships from 3 allied species. Their mission was simple but dangerous: evacuate civilians from conflict zones and establish safe corridors. Enemy vessels approaching, reported his drift navigator. Vorn battleships, heavily armed. Hold position, Tom ordered. Let them make the first move. The Vorn commander's face appeared on screen. Captain Reed, you are interfering in Concord affairs. Withdraw immediately. We're evacuating civilians, Tom replied calmly. Non-combatants from 3 worlds. Scan our ships if you wish to confirm. The Concord will restore order, the Vorn said, with or without human interference. The Concord is falling apart, Tom answered, and threatening civilian vessels won't help your cause. After a tense standoff, the Vorn ships withdrew. But Tom knew this was only a temporary victory. That evening, he sent a message to Anna. The conflict is spreading. 6 more systems have declared independence from the Concord. We're running out of safe havens. Anna's reply was brief. Hold the line. Phase 2 begins tomorrow. As Tom looked out at the stars, he wondered what new chapter of galactic history they were writing. The peace had indeed shattered when humans left the table, but perhaps something better could emerge from the fragments. 6 months into the galactic conflict, Earth faced its greatest challenge. The Concord's military faction, now openly calling themselves the Dominion, had decided that humanity was the root of their problems. Incoming transmission from the Dominion flagship, announced the communications officer at Earth's Defense Command. The main screen lit up to show War Commander Drek, a Vorn military leader with battle scars across his blue-gray face. People of Earth, he said without greeting. Your interference in Concord affairs has caused enough damage. Surrender your outposts and accept Dominion authority, or face the consequences. Admiral James Parker, Earth's military commander, stood firm. We have no interest in your war, Commander, but we will defend our people and our allies. You have 1 Earth day to decide, Drek replied before cutting the transmission. In the emergency meeting that followed, Tom and Anna presented their assessment to Earth's leaders. The Dominion fleet outnumbers ours 5-1, Tom explained, showing tactical displays, but they're spread thin across multiple fronts. And our allies? Asked the president. Anna stepped forward. 17 species have now joined our coalition. They're providing ships, resources, and intelligence, but most are still recovering from Concord restrictions on their military development. So we fight alone, the president said grimly. Not exactly, Tom replied with a slight smile. We have something they don't expect. During the 3 months since leaving the Concord, Earth scientists had been working nonstop. Using the brief exposure to alien technology as a starting point, they had developed unique defensive systems. The next day, when the Dominion fleet arrived, they found Earth ready. Dominion vessels entering weapons range, reported Tom's tactical officer aboard the flagship *Defiance*. Launch Operation Mirror, Tom ordered. hundreds of small satellites deployed from Earth's defense platforms. As the Dominion ships opened fire, the satellites created overlapping energy fields that absorbed and redirected the weapon's energy. Their attacks are having minimal effect, the tactical officer reported with surprise. On the Dominion flagship, War Commander Drek pounded his control panel in frustration. Impossible. How are they blocking our advanced weapons? Meanwhile, Anna was executing her part of the plan. From a diplomatic vessel at the edge of the battle, she broadcast a message to every ship in the Dominion fleet. Attention all Dominion vessels. We have no desire to destroy your ships or harm your crews. Earth stands for freedom, not conquest. Any ship that withdraws will not be pursued. Any ship that surrenders will be treated with respect. To the surprise of both sides, 3 Dominion ships immediately broke formation and moved away from the battle. Then 5 more. Within an hour, nearly a third of the Dominion fleet had withdrawn. They're retreating, cheered Tom's crew as the remaining Dominion ships, including War Commander Drek's flagship, finally pulled back. The victory spread quickly across the galaxy. More species reached out to join Anna's coalition, which now called itself the Alliance of Free Worlds. The Dominion made a critical mistake. Anna explained to Alliance representatives. They assumed we wanted revenge or power. They don't understand that humans just want everyone to have the freedom to develop in their own way. On Resource World 37, Tom led a special mission. Alliance scientists helped the native population recover from Concord mining operations while establishing a protective zone around their continent. We won't interfere with their development, Tom told his team. But we won't let others exploit them either. When a curious native approached their camp, Tom simply smiled and offered a respectful greeting before keeping his distance. Back on Earth, Anna received a surprising message. Elder Mox, once a leading voice in the Concord, requested a private meeting. You've changed everything, the small alien told her when they met on a neutral space station. 300 years of Concord stability, gone in 6 months. Not gone, Anna corrected. Transformed. The peace you maintained was built on control and exploitation. We're offering something different. And what is that? Elder Mox asked skeptically. True cooperation. Equal standing for all species, whether they've been spacefaring for 10,000 years or are just developing their first cities. Elder Mox studied her carefully. Many in the Dominion still believe humans must be contained. They're welcome to try, Anna replied calmly. But they should know that we're not interested in fighting. We're interested in building something better. They can join us or continue a war they cannot win. As Elder Mox departed, Anna knew the conflict was reaching a crossroads. The Dominion was still powerful, but losing support daily. Earth's position was stronger than ever, but the final chapter remained to be written. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see what would emerge from the peace that humans had shattered. 1 year after humans first set foot on Concordia Station, the galaxy was a different place. The once mighty galactic Concord had split into 3 distinct groups. The shrinking Dominion, still clinging to the old ways, the growing alliance of free worlds, led by Earth, and a group of neutral species waiting to see which vision would prevail. Anna Miller stood at the window of her office on Earth's new space station, Unity. Built in Earth orbit with technology shared by Alliance members, it symbolized humanity's rapid rise from newcomers to leaders. Director Miller, her assistant, called. The first delegations are arriving. Anna nodded, feeling the weight of the moment. After months of planning and negotiations, representatives from 30 species were gathering for a historic summit. Across the station, Tom Reed welcomed the arriving ships. The past year had transformed his fleet from a defensive force into peacekeepers, respected across multiple systems. Captain Reed greeted Jex as the Sentinel delegation docked. Your invitation was unexpected but welcome. All voices deserve to be heard, Tom replied simply. More surprising was the arrival of Elder Mox, now representing only the moderate faction of the former Concord. I must admit, the small alien told Tom, I did not believe humans would survive their defiance, let alone thrive. We're good at surprising people, Tom said with a smile. The most tense moment came when War Commander Drek's shuttle requested permission to dock. After their defeat at Earth, the Dominion had lost support, but remained dangerous. "Why did you invite them?" asked one of Tom's officers. "Because peace that excludes your opponents isn't really peace," Tom answered. "It's just a pause before the next fight." When all 30 delegations had arrived, they gathered in Unity's grand chamber. Unlike the tiered seating of Concordia, this room featured a single circular table with equal places for all. Anna stepped forward to open the summit. "A year ago, humanity left the Galactic Concord because we could not support a peace built on control and exploitation. Today, we invite you to help create something better. A true community of worlds where each species can develop in their own way while supporting others." She activated a holographic display showing the galaxy. "Our proposal is simple. Instead of one group controlling all, we suggest regional councils where neighboring systems cooperate on shared concerns. A central alliance would handle only matters affecting everyone, like preventing conflict and protecting developing worlds." War Commander Drek stood, his voice rumbling with skepticism. Pretty words, but who would lead this alliance? Humans who have barely mastered space travel. No one species would lead. Anna replied calmly. Leadership would rotate among all members, with decisions requiring broad agreement, not just the will of the strongest. Elder Mox spoke next. "The Concord maintained peace for 3 centuries. Your system sounds chaotic." "Perhaps," Tom acknowledged, joining Anna. "But it's honest chaos, the natural result of different peoples finding their way together." The Concord's peace looked perfect from the outside, but beneath it was suffering and resentment. The debate continued for hours, sometimes heated but always respectful. By day's end, no formal agreement had been reached, but something important had happened. Former enemies were talking instead of fighting. Over the next week, the outlines of a new interstellar order began to take shape. Some Dominion representatives remained opposed, but others showed interest in the human approach. On the final day, Anna proposed the Galactic Charter of Rights, guaranteeing every species, even pre-space ones, basic protections against exploitation. "This is the foundation," she explained. "Everything else we build must rest on this." To her surprise, Elder Mox was the first to support it. "I have lived long enough to see the flaws in our old system," the elder said. "Perhaps it is time for something new." One by one, representatives added their approval. When War Commander Drek's turn came, everyone held their breath. "The Dominion does not recognize this charter," he stated. But then, speaking for himself only, he added, "However, I will bring it to my people for consideration. Your persistence has earned that much." As the summit concluded, Tom found Anna looking out at Earth below. "Did we succeed?" he asked. "We made a beginning," she replied. "The real work starts now." From their window, they could see ships departing, carrying not just delegates, but a new idea spreading across the stars. The galaxy was still fragile, still learning how different peoples could live together without control or conquest. But around one table, for one moment, 30 different species had sat as equals, listening to each other. And that was a start. The peace had indeed shattered when humans left the old table. But from those pieces, they were building something stronger.